Hello everyone and welcome to M2 Esports. Today our M2 Huskies Overwatch 2 team is taking on Kennesaw State University in the Playfly League. I am Chris Tad, also known as Bird. This is...
I am Ethan Phillips, and also known as Big Bumbling Bozo.
Today we've got Overwatch 2 like I said, but we just had on Monday and Tuesday our League of Legends team faced off against the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill, which we won 2-1. And then on Tuesday, we had our Rocket League team versus University of St. Thomas, which we also won 3-0. Upcoming, tomorrow we have our Valorant team versus Harrisburg University. And then on Friday, we have Super Smash Bros. Against Illinois College. Our Saturday team for Smash has been a forfeit win, so we already won it.
A slight correction. Saturday is actually our playing game against Illinois College, which is a forfeit. On Friday, we're actually playing University of Akron.
Oh yes, my bad. All right. So for our lineup today, for our MTU players, we have JRB on tank, Susky as our off tank. We have 3 DBS we can choose from, Jolo, Isaac, and Ska. Then for our supports, we have Savage, FTW, Darunia, and then Cheesebread, who is our captain. For KSU, we have...
the team captain, Harrison. We have also Hark. We have Dying for Life. We have Lamelia. We have Mage. We have M-Dog. And we have Prometheus.
All right. And so far, we do have at least the hero ban from our side. We did win the coin flip. Or no, we lost the coin flip, so we get to ban... Is that how that works? Well, either way, we banned Hog. We are waiting on the map ban, but then I think once that's out of the way, we can get into the match. So, Ethan, I know that you're newer to this game. Actually, I think you haven't played it really.
That is entirely correct.
So I guess, what are some things you would want to know before you watch an Overwatch match?
I think I'd want to understand the overall objectives that obviously dictate how the game is played and the overall team structure of like who would want to be in where, what's the purpose of the map bans, and just everything of that nature.
Well, I know I can talk about the Hog ban at least.
That would be perfect.
Hog ban, I am a bit weirded out on because I thought right now Hog is good but not great. He is a tank, I should say that.
Yes.
And it's interesting. He is quite tanky. I mean, he's a tank, he should be, but he's very good at being a damage sponge. He takes in just so much damage, but he is also actually really good at killing people. He has a one-shot combo. He has a huge hook that pulls someone in and then he kills them immediately, which I guess we just don't want to deal with. I mean,
I suppose. I mean, what's the type of play that would counter Hog that we don't want to deal with and just in favor of throwing him out the door?
well, Hog obviously he has a lot of that tankiness from he can heal himself. But there are a lot of moves in the game that can provide anti-heal. So if you get hit by it, you can't get healed, even by yourself, which gets rid of a lot of Hog's tankiness, which he would die and you basically win the team fight off of it. So I'd assume that we just don't want to have to deal with countering Hog, or maybe we're just getting a ban like this out of the way, since obviously we will have to ban in the future. Maybe we're just... The first one's kind of a... Maybe we know that they have a Hog player. I could be that.
Maybe. I mean, the players are obviously much more well-informed on this than we are, and I think there's definitely some knowledge that they're aware of that we are not. Like obviously there's plenty of decisions that go into just figuring out who do we ban, who do we not want to deal with, and what are the strategies we want to employ going in. So this didn't just happen on a whim. So I trust their judgment.
I do as well. I can play this game as much as I want, and I know I'll never be as good as anyone on the team. So,
I mean, I play this game as much as I want.
uh, um, still no map ban, but I do know. Actually, I can't remember what we're starting with. I am pretty sure it's Control, which is basically King of the Hill. We've all played it as a kid probably once or twice. Um, I wonder what we will ban. Um, I don't actually fully know if our team is dive versus brawl or whatnot, which those two terms, I guess I should say. Brawl is, up close combat. You have a lot of shotguns, melee weapons, stuff like that. Whereas dive is characters that can cover distance really quickly. Like Winston is a character like that who is very much dive. He has an ability where he can just jump at the enemy, which dive is all about team composition, and you all pick one target, jump on them, and they disappear. Simple as that, except it's not that simple. It never is. Brawl is much more about tankiness, staying just huddled together. Maybe you'll have a DPS on the side dealing some damage on the side just to annoy or distract the enemy. But I don't know. Hog is definitely more of that brawl type style, maybe more of an in-between. But I wonder if we want to get that out of the way because we're expecting to play brawl. And we just want to have that tank gone so that we can expect a different one in the brawl mirror.
Okay, and the
we have the character ban from the opposing team, which is Tracer. Tracer's DPS, very mobile, part of that dive type deal. Less horizontal, or less vertical though. Can't really go up and down, but they have what are called blinks, where they can just immediately get to another point.
So like, yeah, limited range, like just instant teleport, basically.
Yep, and they also have recall, which they go back in time 3 seconds. Get their health back. I don't think they get their moves and whatnot back, but they get some back. And we are on Ilios.
What about this map is appealing? Like, what makes it different from the rest?
Well, I now know why we banned Hog. Ilios, especially, I think this is Lighthouse, but Ilios right here, right in the middle there is actually a huge pit. Yeah, look at that.
Oh.
And Hog, with his, like I said, the hook, where you can pull someone in,
yep,
you can sort of change the direction or what placement, front, side, whatever, you can put them into the pit, and they just fall down and die.
Amazing.
Which I'd assume that's why we banned Hog, just so we don't have to deal with that.
Oh, I'm assuming this is just set up. Everybody's trying to...
Yeah, this is the pick your characters, do whatever you want, but I'm sure at this level they knew what they were playing before we even loaded in. We are on the ball here. So this team comp is very much looking like that dive that I said. Ball is similar where he can grapple, and I'm sure we're about to see it, and just kind of, yeah, look at that. There it is. So I'd assume we're going to be looking for one of their supports or a DPS to get that first pick. We're also on Frey here, which is newer hero, not the newest, but definitely newer, and very good. Just annoying to fight against, has a crossbow and can shoot those arrows that explode after, which, there we go, just got a kill with it.
Do those arrows do collateral to anybody else nearby?
They do. They have AoE damage. They can hit as many people. I don't think it's that large of a range, though. It does. It's pretty close.
I would imagine, especially if you're able to stick it directly to a teammate, you would want to stick it, stick close to everybody else just on principle.
Yeah. And then for the support lineup, it looks like we have Lucio and I can't exactly see the other one, but Kiriko there. All right, so Lucio Kiri. Interesting to say the least. Lucio is very good on this map for similar reasons that Hog is. He has our boost ability. He can push someone into the pit. But he also is very good at moving the team around. He has a speed boost that can affect anyone around him. So let's say you really want to get to the other side of the point. Speed boost over there, the entire team's there even quicker than they could on their own.
Seems like the scorecard seems to be this is actually MTU has taken a very convincing lead at the start of the match. Looks like we've just gained control of the point almost immediately, and we're just trying to maintain that dominating lead because it's way harder to fight from this large of a deficit, especially with a hold that seems to be just as strong as what we have. Seems like we have a lot of avenues very effectively covered, and they just can't seem to get any momentum going to try and break through the defenses.
Yeah, it looks like we're doing, like we just had a good kill there on Cassidy where everyone just focused in on him and he blew up. I mean, it's very difficult to survive something like that. And I think we're just doing that over and over, forcing them to use ultimates like this just to, they didn't even touch.
Absolute blowout.
100 to 0. I mean, that's a great start.
That's the type of plays we expect from our team.
Exactly. Now, random on which map, or which sub-map we'll get next. Looks like we're getting, I don't know this one, but this one has, the point is sort of an enclosed, like it's inside of a building.
So there's a lot more predictable ways to get in, which if I'm not mistaken, that's your chokes.
Yep. And even past that, there's only really 2, maybe 3 avenues to get even towards point. So I'm sure we'll see something similar to what just happened. If we get point first, I'm sure we're going to be holding those even closer chokes and just stopping them from getting any progress towards capture. We see here that the opposing tank is already gone, and I think we're just going to dive in on the supports and DPS that are left behind. Oh no, he does come back. But we do get a kill there. We are up a DPS. Up a DPS.
Okay. Oh my lord, it seems to be, we are.
I think this is going to be just like the last round teaming. We're going to win this first point, and I'm sure we're going to hold it just as we did before. Just stop them from getting any progress.
I think that is our first player lost, and we had 4 kills just prior to that, and just losing our first. It seems like our hold is just so incredibly strong to start off with. It's gonna be just as uphill before to even make it back.
It looks like we're gonna go for a hit here, or not. But yeah, there we go. I mean, killing a support is basically pretty much as close as you can get to winning it outright, because you need a support to heal you. When we kill the support first, everyone else crumbles.
What good's a table if you cut out the legs?
Exactly. We did lose a few there, or at least one I saw. But, I mean, it was Lucio who died, so he's already back. And we're just looking for that hit. I'm assuming on the Ana here, because Ana is very non-mobile. So everyone can kind of just collapse in on her and she can't do much about it. Oh no, it was Genji. And this is looking like another team win, or team fight win, just that quickly. And I don't think we even used any ultimates there. We did lose Isaac there, but also another mobile hero. I'm sure they'll be back very quickly.
That's something. Actually, explain that to the folks who are unfamiliar, including myself. The whole respawn times that you're talking about, some players that are just dying, you're saying they're respawning almost immediately. That's a fact. How does that work?
So I'm pretty sure it's basically consistently about like a 10-second respawn time. I think there is some nuances to it based on like offense versus defense. On this mode, both teams are really on offense. You're both trying to capture the point. So I don't think it's just 10 seconds here.
Yeah.
But I know that they were dying and just getting back super quickly because of just mobile heroes.
Well,
So convincing map win there.
what is there to say? Anything that we could possibly try and point out, it was all there in front of you. It was, very convincing starts to every, very dominating leads to begin with that the enemy team just couldn't come back from. And that's just the type of smothering play that I guess we wanted to go for.
Yeah, 200% to 0% wins is amazing. We didn't even see a third sub map there. We just win it outright.
Yeah, the closest they got was starting overtime for about 5 seconds.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think next is not hybrid, escort. So we're going to see payload and having to push that, which means both teams will have to play offense and defense at least once. But with how convincing that was, I could totally see this being that we just hold super close and just never let them push the cart in the slightest.
The best defense is good offense. We need to make sure they're not even getting anywhere close to it, and that's just seems like follow the same general strategy that we were playing with before. Get in quick, eliminate whatever stragglers are left, and then just keep pushing that advantageous state the entire way, and just keep it an uphill fight for them the entire time. And it seems like that's just being a extremely effective, extremely dominating game plan that's just winning us the game outright without too much hassle.
Yeah. And it looks like for the map pick, we are going to see King's Row, which is hybrid. So we're going to have a control point to capture first, and then we will get a payload to push towards the end. Now, King's Row is probably one of the most popular maps in the game. It is both, in my opinion, it's very brawl-centered, because I always play Reinhardt there. I love him. But I'm sure at this level it'd be much more dive-oriented, because there's a lot of high grounds, which, in the name, it's a nice ground that's higher where you can just hold and deal damage from above, which is much more advantageous than being on the same level as someone. Which I'm sure we'll see probably the ball again here to try and cover those high grounds and get those picks, get the team fight wins, and just push on through. I wonder if defense will be different, because having a more brawl or not exactly dive for defense might be easier. We're not exactly trying to force a fight, we're more trying to prevent one, you know?
Because if you don't want to be ganged up on, like you're not calling the fight over. You're trying to, instead of having a full team versus a full team, you want to be able to like split them up and take them out in small parts so that you can more effectively eliminate them and not have your objective be interrupted. It seems like that could result in some changes to the strategy, but I'm not exactly sure like what would change. I'm assuming character picks could even sub in other players who are better at said characters. I'm not.
We could see that. I'm sure the biggest change that I'd see here is tank. If we see something that isn't ball, like a more brawl focused tank, then that would, I mean, it's basically whatever the tank plays is what the rest of the team is going to be centered around. Tank is the king of the team.
I mean, that's front and center, trying to attract all the attention because they're the ones who, like, they're the most obvious threat, and you just want your other members of the team just come around from the sides, less noticed, and either take them out with the DPS or just try and keep everybody else alive, the tank and the other DPS, just via support. And
Exactly.
see,
And
I'm getting it.
we are slowly getting it. Oh, and we have the opposing team bans Freya, which was that crossbow wielding character we saw in the last one, who was very impressive, to be honest. And then our team is going to ban Zarya. So Zarya is another tank, more of that brawl to in-between type character where they have sort of a beam cannon that they can shoot at players, and they have bubbles that they can put on themselves or teammates that basically work as a shield. But if you destroy those shields, it actually gives Zarya more power to her gun. So I'm assuming we're banning that just because it's more that brawl tank that we don't want to deal with on King's Row, which I think we are a more dive center team, it seems like. So we'd rather play into a dive mirror than a brawl type mirror. Um, I'm a bit surprised by the Freya ban. I mean, I do know that the Freya was doing a lot, but I'm kind of surprised they didn't come out with a ball ban or something.
Right.
Because it seemed like the ball was doing so much.
Ah.
And I'm sure we'll get into it soon. I guess, anything else you think you want to know about the game? Anything else that's like on your mind as I still don't really understand this portion of it?
I guess just the dynamic of hero picks, because I'm not really grasping. Because of course, obviously, you have the designated roles, and definitely all characters that are designated. All tanks don't play the same. All DPS don't play the same.
Yes.
All supports don't play the same. But just giving an example with say two characters of the same class, what influenced you to pick one over the other, and just like what type of situations would warrant some kind of change, and what would and wouldn't work?
Well, I know that. So, one of the main things you see is, like I said before, the brawl versus dive, and some of like the things that you can see work together between some of those is like the ball works really well with the Genji that we saw.
Mm-hmm.
They can both move in on a target about at the same time and speed and just deal a ton of damage to them and get them out of the game, and then both leave. They both have great escape options as well, and it's those types of combos between the tank and DPS that I think really work the best. Supports, there are definitely supports that fit better into certain roles, but I feel like overall the supports can almost play whatever they want. There are multiple options. And now, as we can see, we are on King's Row here, which, very nice map in my opinion. And as you can see, right there is the, oh, never mind. But it was
there, and nope.
Oh, it looks like something happened there. I'm sure some little mistake or something.
Darn.
I guess while we wait, we can get into some ad reads. So, are you a tech student? Do you need to be close to campus? We have places for that. Find the perfect location. Live where you want to live. HoughtonForRent.com. That is Broadway Enterprises. Then we also have our other ad read. You can go.
Looking to spice up your style? University Images is your official headquarters for authentic Michigan Tech Huskies apparel. University owned, university operated. University Images located in the SDC, or go to bookstore.mtu.edu. That is for University Images right here on campus.
Still not sure exactly what went wrong during that, but I'm sure we'll get back into it very soon. I guess we are getting it here. We were on the wrong rules, and it seems like the tank health was set to the 6v6 mode, which when that mode you usually have 2 tanks instead of 1, so each tank actually has less health. So now we are back in it with, I would hopefully assume, the correct rules this time. But like I said, we got King's Row here. Amazing map.
Playing hybrid, correct?
Yes, so we can kind of see it right here is this first point right there. That sort of central area there is where the attacking team is going to have to capture, and then that big door there is where the payload will come out of, and then we can push it towards the end. Now this map is very notorious for choke points. You just kind of have to go one way. There are other ways to go, but they're much less effective. So We actually see the Wu Yang come out here. That is the newest character in the game. He's kind of like water-based, which I love how they made him. I think he is such an interesting guy. We're also not seeing the ball here. We're seeing the Hazard, who's still a dive tank, so we are sticking on the dive. Maybe a little more brawly though, because we see a Mei and a Sojourn come out. Or much more brawl type DPS. But just like last time, we're trying to sort of separate the team and go for those targets that are off on their own. Genji almost does die here, and the tank died when I didn't even notice, so I think that's going to be an easy team fight win for MTU. And we see at the top, that's at the point. And then we will get our payload. It will take a second for us to be able to push it, but
we have a whole 5.5 minutes to be able to get it figured out. So
yeah,
with how well we started at the beginning, that's a very good buffer.
That it is. And we are still getting kills. We are forcing them to just not play where they want to. I mean, we have someone on cart right now, just pushing it while we're winning team fights. So basically, we're just getting progress, and they literally can't do anything to stop it until they win a team fight.
Yeah, and with how strong of a hold we already have, it seems like that's just going to be much more of a tall ask, and it doesn't seem to be working out. They seem to have figured out that they're not supposed to, at least not effectively split each other up without a more solid game plan, because that just was killing them in the last game and even the start of this one. But it seems like it could be a bit of too little, too late. And
yeah, we used some great ults there. We saw Wu Yang ult come out there, which very interesting ult. It puts a little like water sphere around a player, and then it'll explode and stun enemies nearby. So we saw that, and he was able to kill the opposing Hazard off of that, which very much won us that team fight. And we're about to cap the second point, and we haven't even stopped pushing it a single time. And there we go, yeah. Didn't even have to stop pushing it at any point, and we've captured the second point. And we're, again, taking a very quick team fight, team win here. I mean, we already got the tank off the, out of here. I'd assume we're just going to win this again.
Can't seem to figure out where to place their offense. And Tech is just capitalizing on that so heavily. And it's, like I said, it's a simple yet effective strategy, you know? We've got everybody's just covering their own bases. We got somebody like consistently keeping the payload occupied, and regardless, it's not being contested like at all, because we have everybody on here supporting, just making sure that the enemies can't even get close.
Yeah, and there we go. We're seeing like the first time I think we've stopped pushing the payload. And oh my goodness, they immediately dies there. It does look like we're going to lose that team fight, but we only lost a few players. I'm sure, yeah, we're immediately going right back in here. Ooh, unfortunate there. Our tank's ult got canceled there, so we did lose it without getting anything in return. Unfortunate. But we do still have a lot of other good ults coming up that I'm sure we'll use to win this next team fight. One thing I will say is, as really any payload map goes, but especially this one here, the further you get, the much more difficult it becomes to push that cart. I mean, their spawn is right there, and they can just respawn quickly, get back in the fight, and you basically have to get a full team wipe to even win the game.
We got basically every single person on the team's pushing the payload.
And there we go, just like they needed to. We get a full team wipe, and we cap it to the end.
Simple and effective, same as always. Obviously, a bit of a struggle near the end, but what can you expect? Obviously, it's like you said, it becomes much more difficult as time goes on. You know, that's what you have all the time to do. And now, as we can see, we are changing roles. So now we're gonna have Tech being put on the defensive here, trying to prevent the exact same thing from happening to them. So I think it'll be interesting to see how will our current hero choices contribute to that? How are we gonna prevent the enemy from doing much the same to us?
Yeah, and we did cap with a full 3 minutes and 50 seconds there, which is a lot of time. I mean,
I think it was less than half. It was less than half of the overall allotted time, especially considering how quickly we capped the first checkpoint.
yeah, and interesting little tidbit here is the enemy team, to even have a chance of winning this, is going to have to get a full get all the way to the end just like we did. But even more than that, they have to get over a minute of time left in their time bank. If not, what actually happens is only we will get to attack again. And if we don't attack, if we don't cap that point, it ends up in a draw. So if at any point KSU ends up in overtime or anything less than a minute of time bank, we basically just can either win or draw. We can't even lose. But first team fight coming out here, already going in our favor. We already have a pick on their Cassidy. And it looks like we're playing very similar to how we did on offense. We just don't have to push it. I mean, we're finding those low health targets and just getting rid of them as quickly as we can before the opposing team can even really react to it. And yet again, Cassidy getting killed there.
Surprisingly, I was thinking that we'd be changing, the overall approach of just, get in quick and stay there, but it seems like it's just as effective on defense as it is on offense. Just preventing everybody from getting in because you're forcing them to a full-on team fight when, they're constantly getting their members picked off, and it's just creating, it's creating holes in their guard and just making it all the much more difficult to even get any kind of offense started.
Yeah, and one thing I love here is we have the Mei on defense. So Mei is able to actually build a wall, and that can just cut off the opposing team. They can be split up, and that's what we always want to do, is split them up and deal with the easier to kill portion of their team, and then we win the team fight. And Mei can just do that with an ability. And yet again, looks like it's going to be another team fight. We did lose Isaac there, but I'm sure he can walk back pretty quickly.
I mean, he's already back.
He is back alive. He does have to walk back. Hopefully, I'm sure we will take a bit slower while we wait for him to come back here. And yeah, we're not just pushing in yet. We're waiting for him to get back before we really take a full team fight. But KSU is forcing us into this team fight with that Kirko wall.
That can be going in their favor.
No, we got the first pick again, even on what seemed to be going in their favor.
Exhausted well over half the match timer already, and seems like no significant progress has been made on the point at all.
I would venture to say they've barely even touched it.
You never have to deal with the payload if you never even let them spawn in the first place. That's just
exactly. Oh, and big ult coming out here. That gets us another kill and hopefully another team fight win yet again. This is just going beautifully for MCU so far.
A work of art. You love to see it. At least I know I do.
I love to see our team winning, especially this well. Oh, big ult coming out here though. Oh my goodness.
This is the first time I think the point has been contested. Now it seems like we're actually on the back foot.
Yeah, I think we are getting out of here. We do not want to lose any more players, and I think we're just going to have to give them that point. I'm sure we could get in there and try and contest it, but the thing is, this huge archway you see here, that is basically their only way of pushing in. So if we can just... Oh, we did try to touch it, but we did not get there in time, and we might even lose our tank here. No, we do not, thankfully. But I was saying that archway is such a huge choke point that you can just hold and force them to slowly push through and just die one by one.
They're getting off and starting the payload, but obviously we've picked out a number of their players already, so now we can just kind of weed them out from there and just prevent it from moving. And as you were saying, right, there needs to be a full minute left on that clock. Is that correct?
Yes. Now, granted, they will get like another minute and a half or so if they get to second point, but even at this point, if they had all their players pushing the cart, I feel like they'd still end up with barely enough time to get a minute left. So I think losing in this scenario is probably almost out of the picture. But obviously, I won't say anything until the game's over. It's always winnable. But let's hope not, because then we would.
I mean, I'm hoping that we win it. I'm not speaking on behalf. I'm not speaking on behalf of. I'm not speaking on behalf of us. I want us to win.
Exactly. A huge alt fight coming out here. Too many to even name. But it looks like we actually are on the losing side of it so far. We do pull out some ults though. We did. No, it looks like we are losing this fight. I can't really tell you what has changed so much. I think the opposing, like KSU, has just kind of figured out how to split our team up and find those targets, just like we have been. Big ult coming out of there, killing both our supports and easily making this team fight win for KSU. But again, they're still only like halfway to that second point with a minute left, less than a minute left.
Which means they would have, like you said, they get about a minute and a half should they cap that point. That means they have less than a minute, they have about a minute to play with to be able to try and get it the rest of the way. And even then, remember from before, it's going to be substantially harder for KSU to mount their offense and finish the job because of just how much closer our team is going to be spawning. And would you look at that, KSU is almost KSU complete team wipe.
Yeah, we push them all the way back, and I'm sure we're going to try and hold them as much as we can here. They only have 13 seconds to touch the point.
That's it.
If we can stop them in any way, which, I mean, it looks like we are going to. I don't think they can touch in time. So I think that's going to be a win for us. Won't say anything till it's over, but...
Oh, they got someone there.
They did get someone there,
but
walking in behind us.
They lost over half their team. Gotta pick them out. We're only down one, but...
And the one person on point is one health, just died.
Oh, hold on.
Overtime ticking down. Will that Lucio touch? No.
That's game.
And there we go. Convincing win again. It did seem like KSU had a little bit more there, though. Yeah, they definitely fought back.
Bit of a foothold. They're definitely. This is not a team to be taken lightly, which is why we're always going to be bringing our A game. Like we can't afford to let up for a second, and that just showed us why. Because it seems like you can't count everybody out until the game is already over and you see the win displayed right in front of you, which is why honestly I'm just impressed with our team and just the performance as of now. We're already up 2-0. We need to
get one more win and that's it.
That's it.
And we could very easily see a 3-0 here. I think up next is Flashpoint, which could be just as quick. I mean, I really don't know what we're going to be doing here from hero bans or map picks or whatnot. I feel like, oh, there we go. We see that we're going to be playing on Servasa, and the opposing team is going to ban Ana. Interesting ban there. We have not played Ana yet, I don't think.
Yeah, it was okay. I guess I was about to say, was there even Ana on the team?
No, I think actually their team was the one playing Ana at any point. So, I mean, I'm sure there's a reason.
So Servasa, what type of game mode are we expecting this time around, if you happen to know?
Servasa is the Flashpoint. So
gotcha.
We're going to have the 5 points. You need to capture 3. There are 5 points possible. So it could be 3-2, 3-1, or just a 3-0 capture. The first point is always the same one right in the middle. Mm-hmm. And then from that, it's random on which next point you'll have to go and capture.
And it seems like our team, we've responded back and we're banning Genji this time around.
Interesting. Again, kind of going against what I'd expect, because that is a dive character, which I thought we would gonna want to play. But I mean, Survasa is a bit of a more condensed in map, which I could maybe see a brawl coming out. Maybe we're going for that. We could sub in some players to make it more brawl type, but I think as of right now, it's just gonna. Oh, we are changing our tank.
Yeah.
So we have Suski, which is the if I remember correctly, he does play more of those brawl type tanks. So I think I am right that we're gonna play a brawl centered set of heroes, which will be interesting to see. I mean, that changes up the dynamic a lot. It is not going to be the same game we've been watching so far. So
I hope that just makes it all the more interesting to watch and all the more interesting to analyze, because as much fun as it is to see, Michigan Tech Huskies winning and just succeeding at, in everything that we're doing, it's all the more important to just give everybody a chance to shine and showcase that in addition to being dominant in one style of play, we're also flexible, because you need to be able to have a well-rounded game plan, and this is a perfect opportunity to show that off.
Exactly.
We take this, and we've just proven that we have the best of both worlds.
I am interested to see. I mean, again, the brawl type. I'm interested to see if we still have a similar game plan though. I mean, it's obvious. It's always going to be trying to go for those low health targets, split up the team, whatnot. But I feel like we could just see a lot more of that, just tank v tank action, beating the heck out of each other. You both got a lot of health, a lot of damage. Who can survive the longest? But as we see here, Survasa, quite the beautiful map. Vegetative.
I like vegetables.
And I'm interested to see if we're gonna go immediately just straight to point and try and. We could just try to speed to point, get there first, and play more of a defensive type hold. We do not have like a Lucio or anything, but we do have Symmetra here who has a teleporter. So I'd assume we're going to use that to try and get there first. I'm sure the Sim will swap off though. I think it's for the teleporter, and then they'll switch to a more mobile character and catch up with the team. So I think we are going to go for that. Try and get there first and just defend the point before it's even unlocked.
Teleport coming out, just like you were saying, and seems like we're just going in, not guns blazing, but we're trying to make it there first and just maintain a defensive hold the entire way, just like before.
Yeah, and I do see the Hog on the enemy team, which I guess is why we banned it the first time. They do have a Hog player. And like I said, we're seeing that just tanks kind of roughing up each. Oh my goodness!
Hey,
immediate 2 kills. There's the tank.
MTU coming out on top once again.
Easy team win there. It seemed like. I mean, just very convincing yet again. I wonder to see if they'll even get a percent this time. Because based on the last point-based game, I mean, they did capture the point on King's Row. So maybe these points will be easier to at least get some percent on or capture a few of them.
Versus me via hindsight, I think we're just running with the same strategy all over again, since it seems like we're just splintering them off and winning all the same way, and KSU just is struggling to keep up with that.
Yeah, and like I kind of said in the beginning here, we see Hog just taking so much damage, and it seems like he's barely taking any, but staying at the same health the entire time, but so much damage going into him. But at some point, heals will run out.
Still winning, yeah, MTU still coming out on top of the team fight.
And there we go.
Three out of the 5, they're Zenith on close to last legs, and there we go. First point goes to us.
It looks like what happened there was at least our Tracer, maybe our Freya as well, had gone around on a flank and actually had killed someone when they weren't even expecting it, which great strategy there. I mean, that's all you got to do is really get one player and the whole enemy team can just, oh my goodness, almost falling off the map there. Thankfully not. We're seeing the Tracer battle go on the side while both tanks are just kind of sitting on point, hoping to get the first capture.
Are winning every single team fight again. Look at that.
3K from Cheesebread there. The support doing the DPS's job. But I am not surprised. Kiri is a DPS that can heal.
Let this serve as a message to you. Be the change you want to see in the world.
Exactly. Be the support player that kills all the opponents instead of healing a team. And I mean, already a third of the way to capturing this point, about to be halfway. And again, I go back to wondering if they'll even get a single percent. I mean, it has just been so dominant on the Tracer v Tracer and the Tank v Tank so far that big stick coming out, killing the support there. Tons of ults coming out this fight, and the Hog is antied and he blows up. We did lose quite a few there, but I think we still have our tank and a DPS. I don't know. This could still go either way.
Oh.
Uh-oh. Just the tank left on point, but doing a lot.
Oh no, hold on.
And there we go, we see some percentage coming out. And our Suski does go down. So that is definitely going to be at least one team fight loss there. But I'm sure we'll come back and capture it. I mean, all we have to do is capture it. We're already at 99, we basically just capture it and we win this point.
Stay back. Yeah, stay back and collect everybody and just head in as a full team. We know from experience that trying to head in on, you know, as a splintered team before waiting on respawns is just not going to yield any results. So we need to, you know, lie low for a bit, let them gain a little bit, but before long we have the opportunity to strike, and would you look at that? Getting in the team fight is unfortunately, it seems like KSU is winning this one and fighting them.
Ooh, ult coming out there though that will kill, I think, both of them there. Oh my goodness.
Oh my.
I think we do win that fight.
Look at that. Oh, we gotta.
I mean, there is overtime, but it's just Hog. I don't think he's going to be able to get there in time.
Nothing's happening. Yep, there we
go.
go. Second flashpoint going to MTU.
That one was a lot closer than the first though. I mean, if we hadn't won that last team fight, it very easily could have gone to KSU there.
Let this go to show, like, as I was saying before, we can't let our guard down, because even if it seems like it's an absolute wash, all it takes is one bad interaction between the teams and just one loss on the fight to completely change the tides. And as such, we need to make sure we stay on top of our game at all times and don't let up for a second, because everything, it seems like the tides of the game can just change in an instant.
Exactly. But we are convincingly winning this so far. I mean, we used a lot of ults there. Oh no. Okay, both Kiriko's gone, but that is the tank gone.
Yeah. Oh,
still pretty even so far.
Not anymore. That's a complete team wipe. Look at that.
There we go. So we will get the first capture here, and that's probably at least 20 or 30% before the opposing team can even touch point to try and capture it. Maybe even more. Because these flashpoints do go a lot quicker than the control or like hybrid control points that we saw before.
Right.
They capture quickly.
Keeping that hold, trying to stay back. We're not looking to split our own team up. We're just, keep playing defensive. We're already playing from the front, so we want to keep that the whole way through. Making risky plays to try and expand that just isn't going to be the play.
We are definitely seeing a lot. I mean, it is Brawl now, where it seems like we're more holding right on point instead of what we saw on the other 2 points, where we would push past it and hold even closer. Because, I mean, when we are on this more Brawl type team, we have a lot less ability to just leave and get back to point. So we don't want to risk losing someone all the way out there.
With one more big team fight to win it more, but
barely touching there. I wasn't even sure if they were going to touch in time. Big ults coming out. This might be it.
Looks like Tech is, yeah, Tech's winning the fight. I think this should be.
I mean, there could be a touch from Tracer here, but
Sure. Oh, there was.
but Tracer's
Down
dead.
he
I think
goes.
that's it.
There we go. First game going to Tech.
Still, I mean, KSU did put up a good fight, but that was still pretty convincing in MTU's favor. I'm happy to see it.
We always are, of course.
And I'm sure this will be the 3K that we saw with cheese bread here. Oh yeah.
Look at that.
I think I
Tech
had
only
just
taking
seen-
the best.
I had just seen recently, I think cheese bread there is actually like a top 50 or top 40 support player in the world right now.
No.
Or in NA. But oh my goodness, is
don't
that
even-
amazing. Like,
the entire country, no doubt, like, you know, tens of thousands of players at minimum, and being within the that upper echelon, it's insane.
I'm so glad we can have players like that on our teams here. I mean, that is just insane.
Tech breeds champions. Let it be known.
Exactly. Well, just like we said before, upcoming we have our game tomorrow with Valorant against, what do we got?
We have
There it is.
Harrisburg
University. And then on Friday we do have our Super Smash Bros. Team against University of Akron. And again, forfeit win on Saturday. No stream on that day. But I guess for now we will get an interview from one of our players that just won an amazing game. And
Amazing is an understatement.
very much an understatement. But we'll be back with that interview after a short little intermission here. Hello, and we are back from that short intermission, and we have Suski up here who was playing tank in the third round, the Junker Queen. So, what was your thought process on heroes selected for this match?
We just want to say our bread and butter comps from last year. We had a really great success with Junker Queen throughout last fall and last spring. So we just want to keep them with works. Um, a lot of this team is like we got a lot better mechanically over the summer as a team. So we realized if we just play like a faster comp that just goes first, we just shoot our guns better and we win. So,
Very easy to win a team fight when you can just aim better.
yeah.
So, what was your team's main plan for each round?
It just depends on what comp they're running. So like in Suravasa, they were playing a Roadhog. So immediately on the spot, we knew that we wanted to bait the Roadhog cook and then do stuff. Hog got like giga buffed the past like patch, so he has a one shot back. So we just want to make sure that nobody gets risk game one shot, and when he has that hook, when he does have his hook for like 6-7 seconds, then that's opportunity just to like go in and win the video game.
Yeah. I guess anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, I like to thank my teammates. They're all really great people to work with and improve with. Do you have teammates too? I'm actually really grateful of the new recruits we have. I think Jacob, our new DPS player, is really strong on the tracer, and Darunia is also able to hold his own, which is really impressive at this skill level. On top of that though, I also thank my parents. I like having the opportunity to be at tech, and do the things I do, and that extends out to, all like production, coaching staff, everybody in the program. It's just a great opportunity to, just do what I love. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, to viewers out there, be sure to stay up to date on MTU Esports by liking, subscribing, follow along with all the Husky whatnot that is going on. We'd also want to thank all of our partners again for supporting MTU Esports. And with that out of the way, I was Chris Tad, also Bird. This was.
Sasuke.
And have a great night, Husky enjoyers.